So we're going to continue off where we left in the versus tier list. So we've got Team 2 with us today. And to be honest, I kind of expected more SBCs, but unfortunately, we've only had one and it came out today. Granted, if you did watch the video on the channel, I may have called him Pedri and went on a massive tangent about how they've given him an 88 and he's already got an 89. It's Gavi that's out, not Pedri. So that is my mistake, but we move with it. It is what it is. We do move. But in terms of the price, I feel like it still kind of stands. Even if you was to take the argument with both of the Gavis, they're pretty much the same card. And in terms of a centre mid, they aren't good at either. They can't shoot and they can't defend. That is my biggest problem with them. Yes, the SBC is relatively cheap, so at the very minimum, that is a decent thing. It's not 500k per SBC. And like somebody said, we've got him until the 2nd of the 2nd, so we've got him through most of Team of the Year. I'm pretty sure maybe even all of Team of the Year by that point. So you have got a lot of fodder coming. So that is a fair enough. Granted, other than maybe the honourable mentions or the kind of literally the honourable mentions coming out, Team of the Year is not going to be worth putting in SBCs, I can tell you that. We won't be getting that many. But in terms of the card, I still stand by it. He's got the 4-star, 5-star. That's really nice. But pace-wise is decent enough. Passing and dribbling, fantastic. But I put, what is his name? I put Xavi and Pirlo in the bottom tier of icons because that's all they can do. You've got 80 defending on one of them. You've got 78 shooting on the other. It's not good enough. Even if you whack a shadow, say we go on the 80 defender, you go a shadow with him. You go all out, you go with that shadow, you end up with 86 defending, 92 on the pace. That's brilliant, but no physicality, still can't shoot. Yes, he has a little bit of dribbling and maybe can do a semi-decent job, but there is so many cards that can play that CDM role. So for me, it's a long-winded answer, but Gavi is going in the A. People may disagree. I feel like he could be a topper A compared to what we've already got caliber, and maybe you look at someone like Trips and potentially do drop him down, but even then, we've got the defending already at a solid level. You whack a shadow on him, his defending goes into the 90s, and he is a CDM more than anything. Then if we move forward, we've obviously got the Rashford and Rodri. I absolutely love these two cards. First off, Rashford is naturally just a very good card. The only thing that's the problem with Rashford is the 3-star weak foot. It's literally the only thing that you've got going at the moment. Rodri is phenomenal. A brilliant centre mid. Yes, I feel like the centre mid is slightly better. A little bit bulky on the kind of pitch. I'm kind of hoping he still gets that Team of the Year, because if they sort the agility balance out for him, that is going to be a wonderful card. 28 boost on the pace. Amazing. Very, very top end card. I believe his cards are still coming in. His ice is at now 1.58. It was 1.6 when I did the review, and the fire was at 1.2. That is currently at 8.75, so a massive drop for him. In terms of Rashford, I believe he was like 3.5 on the fire version. He's now 3.01 and 2 mil on the ice, so he's dropping down a lot quicker than I thought. Then we move down. We've got a few of the lower tiers, really. We've got a Gunter. Not a bad little right-back, left-back switch. Again, they've got to do it. We've got very similar positions, which is natural. There's only so many positions we can go with. It's 15k a pop. A 4-star, 4-star. I think that's brilliant. It's a nice left-back. It's not going to be great in terms of Alphonso Davies levels, Teo levels, but an A, I feel like, could justify him. Same as kind of Spinazzola. May not be the greatest, but could do a job at the minimum. Now, one card that I knew full well they were going to do this is Rudiger. Rudiger is unbelievable. If I get my left screen on the go, you can see him here. So we've got the CDM, 348k. Fair enough price. Yeah, we got that. But then we've also got the centre-back. Now, I wonder what card we got last week in La Liga that is the exact same double card. Ramos and Ramos. What on earth are they doing? At least change it. Rudiger was prime for that striking role. We got it literally last year. They like to kind of keep them players in that same position. We always used to get either a left wing or a Cam Marcelo. We get a Trent centre mid, a Acuna centre mid. Rudiger, striker. I don't know why they've given, even if, as well, I could understand a Tomori doing the same, which he has, but at least just him. When we look at the three of them together, you've obviously got Tomori as, which is funny because they're all or ice as well. I know it doesn't make no difference, but you have literally got the same card with a little bit more pace on every single one of them. Granted, name-wise, Ramos is unbelievable as well, though. I must admit, I threw shade on that card for being so expensive. He is phenomenal. A very, very good card. With Rudiger, I can understand. I feel like the 4-star weak foot is helping Ramos a little bit more, and I can imagine agility balance would be Tomori. I'm surprised that Rudiger's got more, to be fair to him. Composure-wise, we're looking at 98. That is going to be a massive difference compared to the 86. 98 is a very, very good level, but we've got 3 of the same cards in literally 2 weeks. It's why I like the Versus promo, and I think it's got a good run in it, but it's not going to be the best promo in the game. It's arguably, especially content-wise, one of the worst, and that's probably down to just the fact Team of the Year is around the corner. Now, if I was going Rudiger, I really like his centre-back card. Same with Tomori. Tomori has been waiting for this upgrade. We got the Centurions of him. I realised I've not changed my screen, but we've got the Centurions version, I believe, 86. Now we've got a little bit of an upgrade into that centre-back role. Now, I am going to put their 2 CDMs here as well, mainly on the fact that Ramos was as good. We've used Rudiger for 2 games. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. He's okay. Like, he's a decent card, but I'm not getting the Ramos vibe, so I'm going to go kind of like bug standard S. Ramos is possibly being pushed up, to be fair to him. I may go one above with him. I actually really did think that card, Anticipate Plus, works delightfully with him. We do then have Renard, standard centre-back, nothing crazy. She's just, unfortunately, she's kind of like a Bobby Moore. The pace is not going to outweigh the kind of stats. It's only a +1 anyway, so it's not as if she got a double or triple upgrade. It's just a standard across the board. CDM-wise, again, 3-star, 4-star, 48,000. More bog standard, just cards that are going to go into the SBCs. That's literally about it. Now, one that I am interested in a lot more is our boy Joao Felix. We have got a left wing and also a centre forward. So in terms of this card, we're coming in at 670 on the fire, 735 on obviously the ice. We've got first touch compared to Travella. Travella is always going to be a big favourite. In terms of stats, obviously the wing's going to have more pace, more passing. Surprisingly, no more dribbling. That's one that really did surprise me. And also more physical on the wing. Would have thought that would have been the striking role, but realistically, the striker for me, both of them, because the fact they have no composure boost on either of them, you can go with either one. Obviously, if you go with the striker, you get a bit more pace. You go with the hunter on him, you got yourself 96, 93. It's not a terrible card. He has got a 5-star, 4-star on this one, and on that one as well, so we've not even changed that much as well. So for me, he is going to be an easy one into that S. He's normally very good in terms of ability on the ball. Agility is normally really good. That's coming in at 92 and 88 for the agility balance, so that normally evens itself out nicely. He tends to be decent on that left stick, so that's absolutely fine. Then we have one card that I am very surprised is so cheap. Richarlison. I don't get what he's done, but in terms of this card, he's coming in now, where is he? 34,000 and 26,000. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not meant to be the main guy in the promo, but it's not an awful card by any means. He's got the 4-star, 5-star and the 4-star, 5-star. Acrobatic plus on the striker. I can understand where the value's going there, but Rapid plus on the fire. I know he's technically 10k more than the ice, but I really thought that card would have been at least 50 to 100k at a minimum. It just shows you the levels that we're at now. Like, literally, a card that probably at the start of the game would have been semi-decent now is absolutely in the bin in terms of it. If I was going for it, I think the fire is definitely the way to go. Acrobatic kind of just keeps him in the mud. I feel like he needed that playstyle plus of a finesse or Travella or anything that is more meta compared to everything. Whereas I do think you could argue, you very much could argue the fire to be in the S. I'm going to keep him one down purely on the levels that we've got already in there. I feel like I'd probably prefer Sterling if I'm being brutal, but in terms of what we can kind of get from Richarlison, he definitely isn't the worst card you could get. Then we also have Lawrence, the left back, right back for the women. She is Canadian in the Chelsea team. Again, not awful in terms of ability. 4-star, 4-star on both of them. We've got technical plus on the fire. We've got jockey plus on the ice. Obviously, left and right back can only go them two versions. And we're coming in at 77 for the fire, 130 for the ice. Naturally, she is right-footed. I wonder, do they change? Yeah, they do change, so that's even better. She gets left foot for the left-footed card and right foot for the right-footed card, so that's always good as well. In terms of stats, we're looking pretty decent. She's 5'5" though. That's where I think for a left back, right back, the physicality bonus is going to be absolutely taken, because when we look at somebody like Bakker, 90 rated, she does have the 84 on the physicality, but then we do, to be fair, the argument doesn't really stand. 5'3", the physicality bonus, it's just not quite there on Bakker. I'm surprised. I know Havertz is definitely what people are looking for more, because naturally, bigger guy, definitely got a bit more physicality. The 4-star, 4-star always adds to it, whereas Bakker's the 4-star, 3-star. So I'd kind of go into the A for her for right now. We then have a Gakpo, kind of a pack filler if anything. I feel like with Gakpo, he just needs to get up into them ratings. An 86 is always going to be bog standard. We've got 30,026 for both of them. It's an okay card. It reminds me very much of Richarlison. There's nothing too crazy from him. He's not necessarily going to be the worst in the world, but he definitely isn't getting out of second gear. Then we have Sanchez. I really didn't even see the leak for him, so he just came out of nowhere for me. And if we do look at him, he's 183 and 55. Granted, everybody's going to love that striker version. He's got the Flair playstyle plus or the tiki-taka, so again, not very warranted playstyle pluses, to be honest. We've got the 5-star, 4-star, 4-star, 5-star split. So obviously the striker has the skills, the cam has the weak foot. Composure could be better. Naturally, we're going to get a bit more on, obviously, the ice version, which is why I'm kind of shocked that we don't have a bit of a better boost in terms of price for the ice. Naturally, it can't go into the striker, so that could be a big catalyst for him. But if we do look at the hunter for him, 94 pace, 88 shooting, in terms of the difference you get, you lose out on 4 pace and 5 shooting if he was to rolls reverse, but you get the free composure, the extra free on the dribbling. I think that card could definitely do some numbers. But in terms of what he's going to give us, I feel like he is he's probably a topper A category, but not necessarily going anything more than that. Then the final one, we do have Coman in his fire and ice. Right wing, left wing, so nothing too crazy. Just a 1 upgrade from his inform, and he's coming in at 243 and 207. We've got the Relentless plus on one of them, and Pinged Pass on the other. So interesting playstyle pluses. Naturally, we've got a very good dribbling card here, and we haven't really got too much difference. We've got a 5-star, 3-star, and a 5-star, 3-star, so standard across the board. Both of them are left and right footed again, always nice. If you wanted, what I would suggest is kind of swapping them. So if you've got the ice version, putting him in game on the left and vice versa, so you've got that cut-in, as naturally dribbling-wise for Coman is normally pretty good. Mix that with the pace. Stat-wise, I kind of don't get what they're trying to do. We've got a +1 dribbling, 3 passing, 2 shooting, and 4 physicality. No pace boot bonus for either of them. So it is literally just a card on either side, and this is why I think sometimes the versus promo just isn't really it in terms of what I'm thinking, because that for me is just the same card on the other side. It is literally as simple as that. There's very, very little boost at all, and that is going to be the final list for the versus and ice, and we go on to Team of the Year next week.